Yes, on book charts at the moment, we have with us Mark Onyekachi. He's the lead author of A Tale of Two Neighbours, a socio-political history of the Ukwa and Ngwa Nations. You are welcome to the show. So Mark Onyekachi, of course, is a construction and property development professional who is passionate about human capital development and a firm believer in the idea that the future belongs to the youth. You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, now let's dive right into the book. You wrote the book alongside Bernard Igwe, Ugochukwu Akwada, Ugochukwu Okoye, but you are the lead author. And A Tale of Two Neighbours, Ukwa and Ngwa Nations. These are not the only tribes in Abia State. You want to tell us why you decided to highlight Ukwa and Ngwa?
All right.
To tell their history.
Okay, thank you. I come from Ishialango North.
Okay.
And Ishialango North is a local government area in Abia State.
Okay.
In Abia State, we have 17 local government area, and 7 of those local government area belongs to the Ngwa people, while 2 others belong to the Ukwa people, right? We now have the other remaining local government area belonging to the Benden people. Growing up as a child in Lagos, I came in encounter with my teacher who gave a wrong impression about the Ngwa person. So when I introduced myself to her, and she told me that the Ngwa people eat human meat. As a child, that stuck to me. So when I go home, I asked my parents, who happen to be both Ngwas, if we once practiced cannibalism. And they're like, no, we never did such a thing. But I think their explanation was not really enough to convince me if we did that or not. I grew up with that stereotype till I got to the secondary school, went to university, and I wasn't really proud telling people that I come from the Ngwa origin because of that stigma.
Yeah.
So this changed when I met Professor Benson Olikbe, who authored Intensive English, who comes from the Ngwa extraction, and I told him about my fears. And he spent so much time trying to change my thinking about the Ngwa people. He went further to give me a book about the Ngwa man, and after reading it, I had a change of the perspective about who the Ngwa person is. So during my NYC, I was like, okay.
Okay, so is it true or not?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not.
And that's what made you go, into researching about the Ukwa and Ngwa people, hence the book, right?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
All right, fantastic. Let's just dive right into the contents of the book. Now, let's talk about the Ngwa origin. So first, the book is into 3 parts. You talked about the Ngwa people, the Ukwa people, and the Asa people, right? Which consists majorly of the major tribes in Abia State.
Yeah, sure, yes.
Great. Now, we'll go first with the Ngwa origins. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, the Ngwa people migrated from Agunere in Anambra State, which is being proposed to be the home of the Igbos, and they moved further because of migration and all that to get greener pasture, to seek for water, river, and all that. So they kept moving down to a place called Umunoha. Umunoha is in present Imo State. When they got there with different migrants, they settled at the bank of a river. While they were there, the tide of the river was high, so they decided to, okay, let's eat. So 2 different groups of those migrants. The first group started boiling their yam. The other group went on roasting their yam. So why those that were boiling their yam, you know that when you boil yam, when you roast yam, they don't get the same they don't get the same taste, and one could get ready before the other. Yeah, so the guys that boiled their yam were fast on it, and when they noticed that the river was almost going up, they thought of crossing over to the other bank of the river. So when they did that, they got there, and these other people that were roasting their yam were still busy eating their yam too, which took more time. So when they were ready to want to cross over the other set, they noticed that the tide was very high. On reaching the other bank of the river, the migrants there, one of them, who happens to be the progenitor of the Ngwa race today, called Uku, he took up an offer. So an offer is a staff claiming ownership of that land. So because of the migration, these other people on this other flank referred them to Ngwa Ngwa. So Ngwa Ngwa means in Igbo, people that are too fast, people that went ahead of the tide. So in trying to shorten the Ngwa Ngwa, they now called it Ngwa. Then
other people at the other end of
the
river bank.
Yeah, they refer them to the ohonho.
Okay.
Those that roast yam. Ohonho is the process of roasting ohonho. So those that roast yam. So that's why in Abia you hear people say, this people are the ohonho, this people are the ohonho people. Why these people are the Ngwa people?
So since you decided to highlight the Ukwa and the Ngwa Nations, right?
Yeah.
What is that thing that makes these two nations unique?
Okay, by default, we are neighbors, right? But over time, we've coexisted together. We've done a lot of things together. Geopolitically, by our locations, we stay on different flanks of the Abia state. But having, intermarried, shared different culture and tradition together, we see ourselves as more of cultural brothers. So our tradition, our culture, our fight, our struggle has almost been similar. And over years, we've done things together, most especially politically. So in Abia State, you hear a faction called Ukwa and Ngwa. So that's just like the Ukwa and the Ngwa people, coming together. So because of that, we are unique in our sense that we are nice people, we are accommodating, we have a very good spirit, and most importantly, we're hardworking people. We are homely, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, I am going to, I've reviewed the book, and I think it's an interesting read. I mean, you're basically bringing me into your history and into your home, even though I've never been to Abia State. I'm falling in love with the place already.
Thanks.
Thank you for sharing this journey of the Ukwa and Ngwa people with us. Really appreciate that.